right, howdy doody. It's another fabulous day in the neighborhood. Is it? Oh, we're here. My thumber downer is here too. So we're all here. All right, let's try this again. All right, first, let's say hello to everybody that's here. We've got Dustin Gable, Lone Star UAV. Oh, that's me. Sunrise is here. Eat More Possum is here. Frank S. Jr. is here. And Michael Laframboy, the man from Quebec, our Northern Light, our Canadian connection. And Paul Woody Drones on, our overseas connection. All we lack now is Yvonne. Somebody give him a wake-up call. We need to get him out of bed. I hope everybody had a good 4th of July. I hope all your fingers are still there. And those that had too much of a good time should be out on bail by now. I warned you guys. I warned you. You won't see a judge till Tuesday. So, anywho, well, what's the big 4th of July weekend? The news are really kind of thin. For those that haven't paid attention yet, the Mini SE is not going to be for the U.S. market. It's just going on to the Asian market where DJI sales are a little on the weak side. So, in other news, GemFam props, the F3 and F4 series GemFam props. Apparently, leave them alone. They've got some issues with a bad material, bad plastic they were made out of. So that's not, and the shipment of the TBS Mambo apparently is delayed too because of a software glitch or a bug. And because of that bug, shipments have been delayed. So we'll have to wait that out and find out what that's all about. And on other news, I'll be traveling to Europe next month. I got to go to Germany for a couple of days. So there might be a few streams that you're going to have to do without me. Speaking without, Dad Random, if anybody sees him wandering the countryside up there in Minnesota, it's time for him to be sent home again. He was out at the cabin, and we've seen some pictures, but I haven't heard or seen from him much. So who knows where that guy is floating around. But yeah, if anybody see him wandering around up there in Minnesota, send him back to Utah. Yeah, I am looking forward to visiting family. So old Eat More Possum apparently has some technical issues after he fried his FC. Now he also managed to fry a motor, or was it already? No, it was already fried when he fried the FC. So he's got the Gap RC P16. Actually, that was supposed to be the Gap RC Pig. They just didn't want to call it pig, so they come up with the P16. But then again, the props are the 1.6 inch props, so who knows? Who knows? Who knows? And what else do we have for news? That's not really much going on for news these days. I guess the chip shortage has us short on everything. So I don't have much to talk about except for this little gem right here. Came in the mail today. So we'll be tearing into this thing, which is this came in today. This I already had. So we got the UZ80 and we got the UZ85. So we'll be looking a little bit at differences between the two kits. I like that 80. Matter of fact, I don't even know if I showed you. So we've I changed the frame on it. This was the frame I originally had it on. That was a little big, so now I put it on a smaller frame. That's about a 78 millimeter frame, and the wires are quite a bit shorter on here. Come on, focus, focus. She don't want to focus. Well, how about we do this? Since we got all this amazing technology, let me do this little trick real quick. We'll switch cameras. Because we have the technology. We know how to do that. So, and here we go. A little crooked, but it'll be all right. All right. Bring it out a little more. There we go. Maybe put on a little light on the subject. There we go. So, this is the 80, the UZ80. And now we have the 85 to go with it. Okay. Let's see what we got in the box here. Oh, this is a whoop. So we've got our frame. We have props and screws. Only one set of props. I don't know how I feel about that. We have a canopy with a camera mount. That don't look too promising either, but okay. We have the little rubber balls to mount the flight controller. We got screws for the camera mount. We have screws for the canopy mount. One thing about it, there's one extra screw for each. Then we have the camera itself. Doesn't look like any name brand on there, but it does have a connector on the back. Oh, here's a little OSD. And we got a focus. Come on. Yeah, it's a little doohah to program the camera with. Then we have a Crazy Bee X flight controller. It's an all-in-one. I think it's a 5 amp ESC built into it. And then we have a bunch of motors and motor screws. And these are, I believe these are 1102 motors. 1102, 10,000 kV. So, I don't know that I'm going to be using this frame, I think I'm going to build this on the Star-Lord frame instead. This frame. So this came actually off of AliExpress. They had a really good sale on it, and I got it for like $77, I think it was, shipping and everything. So that'll be a upcoming build. I'll be building it on that thing. The flight control actually has an XT30 connector on it, but I've got some 2S batteries laying on my battery stack over there, so that'll be good. And let me switch the camera back over. All right, and here we are. Yeah, that stock frame is a little flimsy, but I mean it's just a. I mean, it's not. This thing is not near as flimsy as what the frame was on that UZ80. I mean, but it's a plastic frame, so I don't see any way to reinforce it. So we'll just. I think I'm just going to ignore that frame and use this one instead. They're about the same size. So let's see here. Actually, the carbon frame is slightly bigger. Should be, because that's 85 and this is a 90. So I don't need the prop protection. So the little UZ80 is my little fly around the apartment flyer. I fly it on these little powered around 600 milliamp batteries. Gets me about 3.5 to 4 minutes of flight time, which, you know, if you got 5 batteries, you'd be flying for about half an hour. So, well, it'd be 20 minutes, but by the time you change the batteries over, you've been busy for half an hour. And then they go on the charger, and well, I do like ducts, but on these little guys, the duct has so much interference on the duct. That's why pretty much everybody turns these things over to make them pushers, to where you don't have that interference in the airflow as the air exits. But on this frame, I don't see how you could turn this thing over unless you buy the reverse kit for a Beta FPV 85. I mean, it could be done. It could be done, but I've got this carbon frame laying here, and I'll just want to use it. So that'll be that little project. What quads am I bringing on my trip, if any? I'll probably just bring my Evo, because I don't know that I want to deal with TSA in 3 different countries with my carry-on, because you have to carry on all that stuff. So I have to find out what the restrictions are in the Netherlands. Is EBR here by chance? EBR FPV? So What did I shoot in last week in a bend like hell? Wait a minute. Yeah, no, the frame on the original frame on the 80 is a total joke. I think I had it in here. I thought I had it in here. It's been an eventful weekend. I had to play musical chairs in my apartment and move some stuff around. So, oh, there it is. So here's the 80 frame. You can just bend this thing. I don't know that I like that. So I'm just not going to deal with that. Jack's 3D printing has some really reasonably priced carbon fiber frames that are plenty quick enough to get here. I like them. So I'm going to stick with his frames. TKS frames. Jack doesn't design them, but somebody by the name of Kevin somewhere or another does. If you really want to get more into it, kind of take a look at Nick Burns' channel. He's really the guy to talk to on these little micros. He flies through his house and in his backyard with these micro quads. He's pretty fun to watch. I think he just passed 40,000 subscribers, if I remember that correctly. So, yeah, I did not enter the international game of whoop because I don't have any whoops. Your Paul is looking to connect to small drones. The SEMA X20, the HS450, HS170, Emax Tiny Hawk 2 to the jumper T-Light. The Emax Tiny Hawk 2 should be a D8. And the SEMA X20, you should be able to get on if you have the multi-protocol module in there. But the Holy Stones, I don't think you're going to have any luck with that because Holy Stones is using their own protocol that has not been cloned onto any of the multi-protocol modules at this point. I know the SEMA and the Emax you're going to be able to get on the T-Light. The Holy Stones, I don't think you're going to have any luck with that. I'm sorry to say that. What the heck's going on here now? Let's not do that. Let's do this. And let's get back in here. Oh, and Chuck, Covaxion Dronography. Welcome. Haven't seen you in a while. But then again, I've been not too active as of late myself, so I'm just as much to blame on that. So, Coaxium, you guys have anything coming up on your Saturday? So, Chuck Kovac and his buddy Keith, they're doing a 2K drone on Saturday morning with Keith being in Thailand, if I remember this correctly, and Chuck being up in New York, New Jersey, somewhere in that neighborhood. Oh, and you from Escort Studios. Welcome. Howdy. So where in Germany did I live? My last 3 years I lived in Berlin. My last 3 years I spent in Berlin working for the U.S. Army in Berlin. I was born and raised in a small town of Husum up on the North Sea coast. Matter of fact, I can share this little gem. This is something that popped up out of nowhere. Let's see. It might be. Mr. McReynolds, welcome. So let me share this little nugget. This is a picture that appeared on Facebook a while back. And that feller there in the middle, if you look somewhat familiar, that's because that's actually me. You can't really make me out in this picture, so I went and bought the book. Yes, I'm in a history book, believe it or not. And there is a enlargement of me in the middle. Yes, that is me. Back in 1991, I believe. This must have been, 91. So shall we go for the shock value? Let's see here. That's the same gate, probably 2005 or so. It's now a National Archive. They're actually doing some construction there. Well, there's that. There's the same gate a few years earlier. And there's a picture even before that. Let's see here. Can I make it a little bigger? So, yeah. A lot of facilities got recycled by the Allies after the war. This particular facility actually started out its life as the Prussian officer school, cadet corps. And who's got money on Chris? Well, hello, Chris Oak. Welcome. I actually do live near New Braunfels. Matter of fact, when we go to the flying spot where we all meet for our monthly meetup, I have to go through New Braunfels to get there. So, and I've never been to Old Braunfels. That's down by Frankfurt. So, yeah, no, never made it that direction. Well, you know, back in the day when I was still skinny, I was still tall, but skinny. Well, and our trappers here from Wet Local 1. Howdy, howdy, howdy. And Third Eyed. Hello, Rob. Well, we've got a crowd going on here tonight. Thank you all for stopping by. I much appreciate that. So let's close that up real quick. Let me get back onto the streams here. So, again, for all you late arrivals, Dad is still MIA, wandering about. Maybe he'll be back Friday. Maybe he'll be back on Friday to grace us with his presence. And congratulations to Sunrise for his subscriber of the month at Ready Set Drone. Somebody, I'm going to have a little chat with Kelly. He actually gave him a microphone. Now, Kelly ought to know better and given any kind of recording device to Sunrise. I mean, yeah, what is this here with you two, Brent and Chris? Was the fired it up? Yeah, well, yeah, sentimental times, you know. Just me droning. Welcome. Just a heads up, I'm heading your direction next month. I'll be a bit further north than you, but gonna have me a little family trip. Yeah, but you know, I need to talk to Kelly about giving Chris a freaking recording device. That's just not right. I mean, he ought to know that he's going to use that against us at some point. So, I don't know how everybody else is making out with weather, but down here in San Antonio, over on the west side, they are 6, 7, 8 foot under, depending on where you're at. I'm on the east side. I'll leave recordings for you, Sunrise, just so you don't get any withdrawal symptoms. I'm still going to have my phone, so do not worry. Do not worry. I got you covered. I don't know how this works anyway. He pumps my freaking controller and I'm the bully. So, yeah. Somebody explain that to me. Think I'm gonna have to have me a little heart to heart with Kelly too. But yeah, originally I actually had planned to be at Ken Herron's event in Tennessee, but unfortunately that one had to go by the wayside. And is Mike Blake here? No, he's not. So yeah. Yeah, Kelly pulled a number on you. sunrise. We know that. So who does have anything worthwhile reporting? Come on, somebody must have done something. I know Sunrise didn't do anything this week because he had to repair his stuff. Eating More Possum is out of the loop right now too after he fried the pig, and when his P16 was stuck full of grass clippings. So there's your little heads up. Don't go mowing the lawn with your quads. They don't like that. Also, don't fly your drone when there's wet grass and you think you're just going to make a quick landing, because after that, you won't get a signal anymore, and then you'll be walking. Ask me how I know. I actually don't ask how I know that. I was wanting to do the review on those batteries this weekend, but today, up until today, the weather has just not been my friend. I was going to go on Saturday morning out to the spot where we usually fly, and then I found out they're going to have all their 4th of July parades out there Saturday morning. So even if I would have made it out to the flying spot, I never would have been able to get back home, because there's one main street that leads me up there that they're shutting down for their parades. And once they're shutting that down, there's no getting away from that place anymore, unless I go like the long way around through Blanco or some heck like that. So, why do you wish you had possums on your property? Them nasty old rats. You flew your fixed up quad. Is this where Callie had to get your quad out of the tree, or was that Callie's quad that he had to get out of the tree? Because I've seen a video of him having to retrieve a quad out of a tree. Oh, a Scott. Possum burger. I don't know. Just go to McDonald's. I mean, that's probably the same meat anyway. Yeah. Anyhow, yeah. Not very. I don't have a whole lot of material for today. It's been a slow week, and it's been a busy weekend. I know everybody else had fun too. 4th of July. I spent the majority of my weekend rearranging furniture. That was fun. So, and I had to move my fish tank again. You know how much fun it is to move a fish tank? And it don't matter if you move it 2 feet or 20 feet. It's the same amount of work. You were building a kitchen, Woody? Or y'all do it in Britain like they do in Germany, where you buy your kitchen from like IKEA or someplace like that, and you have to assemble your cabinets and put it all together yourself? Well, when you're done with cleaning yours, come over here and clean mine. I have a saltwater tank. I think I've showed it before. It's a little one, 40 gallons. But yeah, it needs a cleaning. Saltwater tanks can be a lot of work, but they're also very rewarding. So who else do we have? Anything? Anybody have any anecdotes to share? Anybody care to jump in and hang out with us? All right, fellers. Trying to think, but I really can't think of anything that's worthwhile noting right now. The rumor mill on the Mavic 3 is in high gear. Apparently, that thing does everything but slice your bread and butter your toast. But I'm sure we'll give another week and that rumor will be started too. Yeah, it's just, I think that's a lot to do with a chip shortage. I don't think we're going to see much in the way of anything moving right now. Oh, Frank's got a new oven. It's pizza at Frank's house, folks. He got himself a new oven delivered. I think, Chuck, I think Sunrise just called you out. You know, I'm really getting to thinking because, you know, Sunrise jumped into the stream first, said he beat the thumber downer, and when I got in the stream, there was Sunrise and the thumbs down and nothing else. So somehow I'm thinking Sunrise is the thumbs down. Saw a video on section 107 in the USA by alien drones, FAA finding people left and right and center. Well, apparently the 107 crowd is very particular. When I got here, there was only one thumb and it was down. So, but yeah, apparently there's a lot of reporting going on on 107 pilots and videos, and the FAA is just having a field day with it right now. So, and Doc Murdoch's in the house. And what kind of wisdom does he have to share? What does it say here? Remember, you don't get even, you get a hit. Yep. Oh, he don't need to give me any ideas, Chris. You should know better than that. And thank you, Just Me Drowning, or Matthias. I'm not going to pronounce it the English way because I know you're sitting in the old D, the old Deutschland. And who's trying this water landing gear and polarized filter equals fish finding? Maybe. Yeah. Ask Kelly at Race at Drone about how the water landing gear worked out for him. He managed to flip his Mavic Pro Platinum on the pond. He waded into the pond and got it back out, but the quad or the drone was done for. So he needs a little. Okay, I'm not going to discuss the length of Kelly's noodles right now, Sunrise. That's just not appropriate. Okay. So, well, what's going on with old Doc Murdoch? Are you actually back home, or are you still flavouring around the great state of Colorado? Hey, oh, Chuck, if you're still here, what time frame is your stream? Do you start what time do you do your stream usually? Well, I'm thinking we're gonna do a little weekend stream for our overseas friends. And we got Swift Fox FPV in the house. Hello and welcome. He's home underneath cars replacing a motor. The motor comes out easier if you pull it out of the top. Unless you yank an old subassembly, but then it's still easier to leave the motor in place and just lift the car. So that you're welcome. I'm not a mechanic, but I do know how to swap out a motor. I had to yank a 360 small block out of a 79 Newport and stick it into a 75 Charger SE, which the Charger was set up for a big block, which I didn't know till after the fact. So things got a little dicey there, but I got it to working. The exhaust system was a real gem. A JC Whitney universal dual exhaust. The tailpipes came out in front of the rear wheels. There was a header, two little piece of pipe, a glass pack, and then a little L-shaped piece of pipe that would set the exhaust out on the side in front of the rear wheels. You could hear me for miles. I mean, I'm guessing it's not an old Buick rope boat that he's working on. I'm guessing it's probably some. What kind of car are you working on there, Doc Murdoch? Yeah, the old 3 Series BMW. We have one of those in Berlin. The X and I. Talking about making it interesting driving over there. Oh, out of a caravan. Yeah, that's what that's the original soccer mobile right there. Pull motor out of caravan, crack blocks, or rebuilding a plant. Just use some JBL. Do what I mean. Come on now. A little bit of JBL, duct tape, some baling wire, and you set. Crack block. Just disconnect that cylinder and have it run on the remaining. Saves even saves on the gas. You can do it, Doc. All right, just me droning. Have a good night. I know it's late, actually early for you over there. And yep, guys, I really don't have much to talk about today. It's been too quiet. I haven't really seen anything of any importance. And there's Tim Abbott with hi from Panama City Beach in Florida. Go on, Sunrise. What's your question? If it's about the birds and the bees, we'll take care of that another time. Just saying. You're already bringing up the noodles and all. Kelly's noodle at that. So I'll try to change VTX frequency on Scott Squad yesterday. Kelly used the OSD menu and then all video was lost. Well, what's the OSD menu? You mean throttle halfway up and to the left and pitch all the way forward? And then you go in and adjust the channel, and then you do a save and reboot, and okay. And you did a scan and nothing would show up. Okay. Next thing is the easiest thing at that point would be just to have a tablet with the SpeedyBee app and plug it in and find out which channel it got set for. That would be my next step. I mean, you don't need to have the Bluetooth enabled, just a phone or a tablet with a SpeedyBee app and a cable. Plug in your flat controller. He might have set it for a channel that wasn't in the VTX table. You know, because you got to program you got to program the VTX table into Betaflight. So, and if that wasn't there, then that would create problems. Change to VTX SA. What do you call SA and what do you call TR? Yeah, but you gotta program all the channels into Betaflight with that VTX table. And there's actually the tables you can just find online and copy and paste. He changed it to R4. So what channel is R4? That's 5769. So you should find it on B2, B3. That's 5771. That's pretty close. Was it on another? What channel was it on to begin with? I mean, that would be, what channel did he change it from? He was on R6 and he changed to R4 and then it went away. It's a setting in Betaflight. I just about bet you money on that. Yeah, that's why I've always got the little tablet with me and cables and just plug it in and see where you're at. You also should be on the VTX. You should be able to adjust the channel. So probably the first thing is just go onto the VTX itself and have it tell you which channel it's on. Setting up a Blade Inductrix on a Turnigy 9X radio. Yeah. AZ Drone Dude, hello. Tiny Hawk 2 Freestyle. Well, you still should get the LED lights on the Tiny Hawk telling you which VTX channel it's on. If you don't get the LEDs, then the only thing you have is plugging in the Betaflight and find out from there. I mean, he can hit forget to hit the save and exit or save and reboot. Yeah, Dustin, I can't help you with that one. That might be. I don't know if Doc has any answers for you there, but I don't. I have no experience with the Blade, nor with the Turnigy radio. Yeah, it depends on what version of Betaflight you're running too. Yeah, transmitter, well, anything, transmitter and receiver on the same protocol. But what protocol is that? I don't even know what protocol they're on. And here comes Slizo Drones. Good evening, sir. Thanks for stopping by. But like I said, I'm kind of calling it quits here, because really it's been, now what's the holiday weekend? We hadn't much of anything going on. The 2.4 gigahertz orange pack that plugs on the radio, it connects. Yeah, some don't sound right there, Dustin. Because OpenTX is just a protocol to, it's just the software that runs your radio. It has nothing to do with the protocol between the radio and the quad. So that would be the Free Sky D8, Free Sky D16, Crossfire, whatever flavor you want. Free Sky XM, XM is just the receiver, but they're run on the D8, D16 protocols. So. When the arm, but it arms, but when I hit the throttle, the whoop flips over. Make sure you don't have a turtle mode. Can you plug it in? If you have it, if you can plug it into Betaflight, I don't know nothing about the Indutrix, so I don't know if there's Betaflight available or not. But you should see if your throttle isn't actually pitch or roll. So apparently the radio and the receiver are talking to each other. You just got to figure out, are they communicating on the same level, meaning what's throttle on the transmitter is throttle input on your receiver. That all your functions line up with each other. So your bind button broke off, your beta FPV tiny whip. What do? You can either try with a pair of or even just was a paper clip shorter cross, or go into Betaflight and bind it off the on the CL. Is it a Free Sky? Is that a Free Sky built in? Is it the SPI D8? Okay, Doc, you go pressure wash your engine. Good luck with your project. Free Sky. So it is Free Sky SPI support. Yeah, you can just go on the CLI and put in FR Sky underscore bind, I believe it is. Yeah, you go on the CLI and you punch in FR Sky underscore bind, and then we'll put your receiver on the binding mode. All right, guys. So we've been here for about an hour now. So I think we're going to call it a night. It's not bind RX. It's FR Sky underscore bind, and that's it. It shouldn't be bind RX. It should just be there's I think there's two different ways. There's bind RX, and then there's FR Sky, just FR Sky underscore bind. Yeah, you can start the binding mode from Betaflight with CLI command. I think the bind RX is like the old school, older for different type. But on the SPIs, I think it's just FR Sky underscore bind. So, all right, y'all. Anyhow, you all have a great night. Thank you all for stopping by. I appreciate your support, and we'll see you again on Friday. Hopefully, Mr. Dad Random's gonna come back out of the hole that he's in. We'll have to start kicking over some rocks. So, all right. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for stopping, and we'll see y'all next time. Oh, can